alert.
Hey there, team. Welcome to... Oh, goodness me. Oh, this will be fun. What map is this again? You usually see this done on... Wait, is this... Oh, no. I know this one. Oh, that's kind of quirky, though. Usually, of course, it's the southern side that the defenders are on. So what are the boys going to do here? Are we going to be defending... Is that the case? Yeah, usually... Alright, okay, I guess all the attackers will just be maybe attacking from here. And then over here? This could be a shout. Okay, anyway, right, we'll see how it goes. Usually, it's kind of like they flipped it. This is Thanatos anyway. Oh, let's just get him while he's got lined up like this. It's nice to do it this way. We got Thanatos playing Mordor. Oh, okay. Evil defense, good attack is always a bit scary, but I like it. It's got Orc Javies there. More on infantry, more on archers, halberdiers, Blackguard of Barad-dûr. Of course, not really made to be shunting through the lines, but they are not going to be able to get shunted through. Also, you can do some counter pushes and get some good kills sometimes. Knock down the enemy, knock down the attacking force and rush through them, kill them, and then reform the line. Can be risky, but very, very effective when it goes off nicely. Sauron's Will, Minas Morgul Chosen, Adunam Shadow was double, which, yeah, definitely a sound strategy. Then, of course, the Uruk Captains, the Nazgul, Ologhai, just about every elite Mordor can bring. Executioners, Temple Guard. Is that 2 Temple Guard? Or is that just me being silly? I'm seeing a lot of these. I think that's 2 Temple Guard, actually, which is okay. Okay, I wouldn't have thought to do that, but fair enough. More AP fire and yeah, just solid swordsman after. Jefferson, alongside another Mordor. We've got Sauron's Well, more on archers. Sauron's Well again, Minas Morgul Chosen. Orc Javies, that was something we didn't really see too much of from Thanatos' army, but yeah, I support it. Nice orc fodder after they've used up their javelins, halberdiers, the Ologhai, and Minas Morgul Chosen, or sorry, not Minas Morgul Chosen, Melkor's Chosen, and then the Nazgul. Oh god, yeah, we're gonna have like 2, but either way, yep, then no doubt Witchers here. Not seeing them there yet from Diego, but we got the double trolls, the catapult there. Actually, sorry, no, that's just the trolls of Angmar, not the trolls of Gundabad. Golbo trackers, yep, sound. Gardens of Carndum with that armor upgrade, just about everything will be armor upgraded. The Witch Realm Blackguard, and then everything else will be hidden in these trees. So we'll stick to 0.5 for now, because I suspect there's going to be a lot of shuffling required here to get everybody. Actually, let's go 0.8. I'd say I think there's going to be a lot of movement just to get everybody in the right places. So over here we've got Major Sharp playing as Imladris. He's got his Imladris Guardians, Imladris Sentries. Then in front of them, armor upgraded. So yeah, these guys are just going to be just slice through the Mordor defenders. Nuretino Warriors, Eldarimwe Archers, and Eldarimwe Spears. I love that. That's very cool. Very sort of thematic. Very small army, but just incredibly well upgraded. Everything there has received an armor upgrade, and it's very high quality as standard anyway. So, no, okay, that's cool. But we've got to see what he's allied with. Arthedain, that's a good start for him. Evenham Archers there, really providing this this solid range fodder. Behind them, a lot of these Arthedain men-at-arms with 1 level of armor upgrade, so that's very sound for them. Actually, 1 second. Yeah, can they get more beefed up than that? Pretty sure they can, yeah. I think that's just 1 level. I think they start more... Yeah, because they look more like this. Anyway, Evenham Spears there with that armor upgrade. Dunedain Peacekeepers, yet again a unit that can cut through just about any of the mainline infantry Mordor can put in their way, and then Troll Slayers and Rangers at the back. Again, Rangers are going to be really quite effective because if the forces of evil want to be holding this swarm back, they're going to have to bunch up, so it's going to be a bit nasty. We've got Gondor there, played by Bacon Soup, and he's got heavy numbers here. A lot of these militia, yeah, Pelagar Marines there, some single armor upgraded Gondorian infantry, some more archers, Wardens of Minas Ithil, Marksmen of Caer Andros, Veterans of Osgiliath on the far side, and Fountain Guard in the back. Okay, no armor upgrade for the Veterans of Osgiliath, but they're still very scary either way, both at range and in melee. So, dope. And then the last two attackers we have in here, we got another Gondor, played by Mark. Yeah, I suspect quite a similar force. Less militia. Looks like less armor upgrades across the board. He's got the Treb that's making its way up alongside these Athilin Rangers. Oh no, there's quite a lot of militia. Some civilians, some of the camp followers joining in the attack here out of necessity. And alongside Mark, we've got Mirkwood, played by Angmar. So he's got, again, a lot of militia, woodland protectors. But, you know, elven militia is still very high quality. He's got the Hiriek there with that armor upgrade. Hirioth, again, with the armor upgrade. Hiripeng, Woodland Realm Patrol. And in the back there, he's got the Sindar and some Hiriek. As long as the Sindar, like, he's a bit unfortunate with where he spawned with the Sindar. So he's going to have to, yeah, be wary about that and not use them too early. Because, as I say, he's got to run up here. This is really where they'll be funneling themselves through. And there's just not a great path for Cav until you get all the way down here, and it's going to be a lot of Jefferson's forces that they're going to have to grind through before they actually get to that point. I mean, more sorry about the frame stutters here. This is a bit unfortunate, but I think it's maybe just the entire world is moving right now. Fingers crossed. If I could go back, maybe I would have turned off some shadows, but I can't really do that right now. So check the description. There should be 2 timestamps. One for right now, as I've finished the army overview, and then one for the actual start of the combat. I would definitely recommend checking those out, because I think we are going to have quite a lot of shuffling to do. Wait, maybe... Is this how you usually sit? No, usually you're always on the south if you're the defender. Yeah, pretty sure that's the case. Just wondering, because everybody's actually getting in position quite quickly. That's good 2 times speed. But I will be rambling on until we start fighting each other, so feel free to stick around for that, but don't worry if that's not your thing. The thing with Mordor on the defense, or Mordor when you've got like a lot of money to play with, it's kind of unfortunate because you can't really benefit from like the super cheap orc fodder. You know, and same with like Misty on the defense. You know, you can't really benefit from like the 50 florin gobble infantry. Because you just don't have the unit cards for it. Your whole army's filled up, and you're like, right, I do want the orc fodder, but I might as well just not take them and take them more on infantry because I've got money to spend. So, and keep in mind as well, like these armies will be very well upgraded with experience. All of them will probably have, you know, some sort of melee upgrade as well. So they're going to be performing a bit better. Barrowite's coming down nice. They're going to be performing a bit better than we maybe would be used to. Some of these forces performing, but still up against the likes of those Eldarinwe that are arriving over there from Major Sharp. This is gonna be fear. I don't even know how I would start to defend if I was the bad guys here. I think you're oofed. I mean, that catapult, you're really relying on that catapult to do some good work, and just relying on all your fancy tools to deal some great damage here. And I guess he's just kind of hoping that those Eldarinwe get thrown away, because countering them, if they get into melee, if they can get a grind going on in melee without being covered in javelin fire or witcher fire, there's just not much that the boys can do. Bacon soups, even the likes of the Gondor militia infantry, they're gonna be able to grind. Gondorian infantry, they're gonna be able to grind nicely. Those Fountain Guard gonna be so tough to counter on the front line, especially the only pikes we've got on the field are from Angmar. So that's the only way that we could really be menacing them is by outranging them with our pikes. That's a lot. Okay, we did have the Trolls of Gundabad. That's, I think, is a good shout to get both. Sorry, the Trolls of Angmar. Yeah, silly me. Yeah, Trolls of Gundabad are of course the big mace or big club wielders, and the Trolls of Angmar are the awesome arm blade boys, which I really like. They're aesthetically they're my favorite troll, I'd say. The old Trolls of Angmar used to be as well. I used to really enjoy like this massive. It was just the shape of the shield that I thought was really cool as well, and I just kind of like. There's something fun about like a troll wielding a sword and shield, like a troll wielding a weapon like a normal human-sized fighter would. I just there's something I like about that aesthetic. So the boys have set up here. Oh, Jefferson's been... Oh, okay, he's claimed all the way down here. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I mean, the boys can't come around there. But still, with Mirkwood over here, I think Jefferson's got the... I would sacrifice. I'm just wondering how he's going to stop Mirkwood from just peppering these guys with arrows. Because being there, you could just put up a unit of elven archers here, and they've got... Yeah, they've got a decent arc. They could slam right into the faces of those halberdiers. It's a bit nasty, but and I don't quite know how he's countering that. Over here as well, I mean, I'd be... You're sacrificing a lot of ground, but I'd be maybe hiding here. But no, he's coming out, and I guess perhaps he's just wanting to try and counter it with his own, you know, Moron archers and so on. Just try and outshoot them. But you're not... There's only 2 factions I think can outshoot Mirkwood. Not so much outshoot, outskirmish, that's the word. And it's still a very bloody job for them. Or, I don't want to say, yeah, outskirmish Mirkwood, but out, at least survive Mirkwood's skirmish. And that's Dale. And wait, other faction? Well, Lothlorien, but yeah. And the only reason I think Dale can do it is just because all of their archers have some decent armor and shields. You know, they can take that fire and then return it. So not so much out killing them, but outlasting them. So we're advancing here. Tommy's coming on up. Again, these are all... I'm recognizing all these names, so I think this is going to be pretty exciting. And it's definitely a very tough situation. Evil defense, which is already, I feel, evil defense, you're already putting yourself in a pretty tough spot. Good attack can be as well. A lot of the good factions are not built, you know, with attacking in mind, or at least we don't play them with attacking in mind. We don't build their armies up with that mindset. We sometimes always go a bit too high in quality for the attacks. And also then a 3v5 is just always scary. You know, usually, you know, when we've got these good attacking armies, we do go very heavy in quality. But, okay, we've started. Yes, we have started now. But, I mean, I remember we went through this phase, I think it's done now, but we went through this long phase where everybody was taking these really high quality attacking armies. And it was quite interesting, yeah. Because people were having some really good success, like being outnumbered by defenders, but just taking such high quality armies that the defenders just weren't built to counter them. So, maybe that would be in our favor today, as an attacking force. We're just pouring arrows right into the faces of these Moron infantry. Normally, I would not want to waste an arrow on a Moron infantryman, not to the face, but as an attacker, that's kind of what we want to do here. Like, Bacon Soup is, in my mind, winning this engagement just by having the Moron infantry of Thanatos open, or sorry, Moron archers open fire on him, and he's stopped there, which I think is definitely the better idea for Thanatos. Just tank this damage. Don't... You know, he was able to tease out maybe 4 or 5 volleys from those guys. It's not like a massive win, but it's something for sure. Evenham Spears leading the way, Evenham Archers in behind them. They are militia forces, but they're not... They're trained militia. So they shouldn't be... We shouldn't be worried about them running off too quick. They're not like the Haradrim tribesmen or anything like that, really just our standard people that have had a spear shoved in their hands. No, these are proper drilled citizenry. Archers here. Oh, what do we have? He looks like the halberd's dead retreat. It was a bit bloody for them, but yeah, he did realise that this is just not a position he can hold, so he did rout back. Yeah, definitely the best choice. And we didn't suffer too massively. You've got to keep in mind we are orcs. We do have the manpower to spend. Even in a 5v3, we can lose a few guys and not worry too much about it. Some of these shots coming up and over, I'd be pretty happy about that if I was Jefferson, but once again, Jefferson is just tanking this damage with his archers. I'd be happy enough with that. To me, I'd be willing to lose about 70 of those guys, and I would be upset if I could absorb most of this damage. It's just coming from the Gondorian archers right now, but it's... Oh, we've actually responded to it as well. We've inflicted some casualties against these Gondor archers, which, I mean, yeah, that's nice. And that's actually quite a few casualties that we've dealt there. So they'll be happy enough with that little skirmish fight for now. Civvies being moved up, just to be sponges, I guess. Some shots coming up and over. Going for the Woodland Realm Patrol, that's a good idea. But yeah, the civilians just coming up to absorb damage, it seems. Super cheap little unit, so, like, even though they're going to die very quickly to arrow fire, it's, you know, it is what it is. I do like to use, whenever I do bring civilians, I tend to try and use them kind of like, I guess, narratively. Like, when I'm in a siege defense, and I'm like, oh shoot, I just have a little bit of money, here's a unit of civilians. I tend to use them as if, how would a commander maybe have civilians in a defense? So like I don't tend to have them on the front lines. I have them like hiding away in the back until the last moment, or if not the last moment, then yes, some sort of desperate action. Oh dear, that is bad, but oh, okay, we did lose an elder anyway. This is silly. Well, it's not that it's silly. I think this is something, you know, as I say, these are experienced players. We should have spotted this. We were a little bit too close to that catapult. Yeah, this is just one level of armor upgrade. I'm sure they can get another one. Yep, but good stuff from Major Shark. Pull back from that. Looks like Tommy is probably okay with taking a little bit of that fire onto his mainline units. Better that they take this damage when they're all spaced out like this, rather than risking a nasty splash attack that could kill like 50 guys. Better that they just lose, say, you know, oh damn, that was 3 guys there, 4 guys there, oh dear, 5 over there. But it's better than them coming down with a freaking splash attack when all the units are clumped together and they lose like 30. So yeah, I don't know. But I think if I got the chance to slam into some Elder anyway, that would have been that's what he was going for there, and that's worth it. So we're actually having a proper melee confrontation. Looks like the Mornon infantry rushed out to engage the militia archers, which is kind of interesting, alongside the Olokai. This is a definitely looks like it went very much in our favor. Yeah, it looks like really went in our favor here with this little confrontation. And the infantry are still clashing in. These are just militia archers, so they're not going to do too well. Behind them, more militia archers. And the Olokai are going to... there are some infantry there, but still, the Olokai are going to quite enjoy that fight. Olokai are very well armored. So, we would have loved some, like, Axeman Lasanak, which I didn't actually see from any of the attacking armies. But it'd be nice to get some Axeman Lasanak here, or Citadel Guard, which, yeah, again, that's a step above, even. But just something to come in and be an Olokai killer. Because these Gondorian infantry, they'll be inflicting a lot of casualties. Like, look, that's a lot of guys swinging away at this Olokai. But, nah, I think Thanatos can be happy enough with that engagement right now. What will be heartbreaking for Bacon Soup is if he ends up losing one of these units before they've actually used up all of their ammo. Which might be the case. If he has, then that's a stinger. How are we at percentage-wise? That's, yeah, so this little attack has definitely gone in Thanatos' favour there. It's worked out not too bad. And hopefully that's a sign of sort of how Thanatos is intending to play, with his kind of exciting lunges to engage the enemy now and again. Be very cool to see that unfold. And I am wondering over here, what are we going to do to chew through the Barrow White line? You know, maybe this is something I've been seeing from all the attacking armies here. We're really lacking sources of AP. I mean, Arthedain here, really not got much AP. Imaldris, to be honest, as well. With the exception of some of their, like some of their units are incredible with AP, but most of them, to be honest, lacking AP. Just high damage in general. So I think these Barrow Whites might be quite a stubborn threat, especially if we just come at them with the likes of the Evandem Spears. To try and grind them down is not going to be enough. More Evandem Spears arriving there. Saying that, you know, these Evandem Spears are not going to go down too easy up against the likes of the Pikes and the very low damage Barrow Whites. Engaging here? Yes, we are engaging. We have some... Oh, those halberds didn't run. Ah, they went into hiding. Interesting. But coming forward nicely, Mark is really... He's using his civilians just to be numbers, just to get around them there. This lady... Well, yeah, these two dames just absolutely smashing up some Uruks. Well done, girls. Yeah, I mean, the civilians actually do pack out a little bit of damage. Like, they're so fragile to damage. They really don't defend themselves, but they actually have... They've got some decent attack stats. Definitely more than you may expect. But I guess that's just due to their sort of desperate nature and just picking up basically the heaviest thing they can find. Like, you don't really want to parry away a strike with a shovel, but yeah, that thing's got some mass. You can bring it down an orc's head if you, as long as you strike well and true. More on archers being sent in, so that, I mean, that's a great sign for the attackers as well. Just a full unit like that having used up its ammunition. Or maybe, I mean, if they've not used up their ammo, this is a very risky strategy from Jefferson. But more halberds coming on forward, but to be honest with you, I think this attack is going to go kind of nicely, especially if they've got some, like, this orc force is exposed here and there's no shields amongst it. So this is nice. I definitely like this engagement for the attackers. But they're just sort of wearing themselves out. A few of these Gondorian spears are going to be taking damage from those halberds. The archers just, yeah, absorbing the hits. But the spears of Imaldris, nice matchup for that. And some civvies jumping in there, just getting a little stab from their pitchforks now and again too. Will be great. Infantry. Seldom worn on infantry, handling themselves nicely up against the remains of the Gondorian infantry. Ah, this is why. Okay, I was thinking, like, jeepers, Thanatos, how much did you upgrade that infantry? Have we got, like, 3 experience upgrades? Because, like, really, the Gondorian infantry should be comfortably slicing through you. But it's just the input of those Nazgul. To be honest, if I saw those Nazgul there, I would be... Peregrine Marines, to be honest. I'd rush a unit Peregrine Marines up there ASAP and try to get some jabs right into the face of those Nazgul, because they're exposed now. Now, I'm sure Thanatos would pull them back as soon as he saw it coming, but maybe you could get that done, because one full volley of Peregrine Marine jabs, so not baby, not snag a skirm jabs, proper Peregrine Marine javelins, right into the faces of a unit of Nazgul, a nice jam-packed unit of Nazgul. That could be gorgeous. That really could be nice. So, it's a plunder. I would go for that, because even then he's pulling the Nazgul out, and you can mop up what's left on the field. How is this fight going? We've slammed through the line quite nicely. This is an issue for the Barrowits, because Barrowits are such low mass. You can kind of shunt them back. So the pikes are now being engaged. It's not like, say, a unit of, well, like what we've got coming up here, the Guardians of Carn-dûm. Say we had Guardians of Carn-dûm lined up, the Guardians would stay in that engagement. They'd stay right alongside the pikes, which is good. I'm glad to see the men-at-arms have been sent on in here too. I was a bit worried that this was just a militia attack. But even still, I'd love to see a unit with AP in here. The men-at-arms are going to do some good work here, and they're going to keep the militia fighting for a good lot longer than their morale might let them, but, I mean, what could we get? I mean, maybe I'd even be tempted to send in instead of one of the units, so like say instead of this unit, I'd maybe be tempted to send in a Peacekeeper. We're answering to them with trolls. Ah, okay, we've got everyone spears here on the far side. I like that a lot. This is a bit of a cool little moment. Let me just, because people like Imaldris, they really do, you know, and I read that. I definitely read that a lot. I've just pressed. Ooh, ow. Yeah, you see, so this is what I was talking about, those splashes. Evidence spears, hold, do not rout. Problem is, you got the fear caused by the Barrowites. Ah, that's going to be game on. They should return. They really should return. But now that they're routing, that's another break from the men-at-arms. Ow, okay. That was 141 boys. They need to get back. We're leaving the elves totally undefended now. Ow, I did not see that being so effective. That's heartbreaking for Tommy. Now, they will return, but the problem is they're going to return after running all the way down the hill. Okay, no, these guys return really quite fast. That's good. But some of them are going to be running all the way down the hill and then being turned around, running back. It's just tiring them out. And if they've just routed, you don't really want to slam them right back into the fight, because you know they're probably just about to break again. How's this going? Nazgul engaging now, really mopping up the last of the Gondorian infantry, and I just don't think we've got an excuse for letting these Nazgul run riot, especially because of how undefended they are. I think we really need to be getting some jabs in them or something. because they're quite effectively, like, what are we at, 14 for 20. I know the defenders have been using up ammunition, but so have the attackers. I think this is going not too bad for the defenders right now. I think they've been making some good trades, making some very good trades. How's this going over here? Halberds, defeat is certain. Archers, yes, defeat is certain. But we're grinding them down. How are these civvies? Down to 70. As long as those civvies don't break, they're wavering right now. With the Melkor's Chosen arriving, surely that's going to be a break. We still got some Spears of Imaldris. I don't know if I wouldn't do this. Well, I'm about to probably eat my words. No. Okay. Oh, wait, did those civvies break? Oh, dear. Okay. That's a very strange choice, civilians. You've got a nice, easy avenue out. Oh, wow. Okay, that's what the Melkor's Chosen are all about. That was a good burn. That was a really good burn. Holy smokes. A few of the Melkor's Chosen have pushed through, but the thing is, so many of them haven't. So many of them are just not going to be able to, and these Spears of Imaldris are just going to be rinsing them. And because half of the unit's over there, the other half is not really going to be able to pull off these great charges. I love the idea, Jefferson, and again, I really love the aggression that the defenders have had here, but I just do not see it working out too well. Well, this action. Oh wow, they have. I'm shocked with how easily they've been able to make it back. Now, Melkor's Chosen, they're very high. They're very tough multi-hit point units. These Spears of Imaldris will have been doing some incredible damage to them. So even though we've not seen their numbers fall, that's I wouldn't take that. Whoa! That was a good little good little haircut there for those Minas Morgul Chosen. This Treb is doing some good work, and yeah, I think now is probably the best time to use it there. As an attacker, you've got to take what you can get when it comes to siege weapons. Goodness sake, the Olakai are all the way out here. This is, I mean, I wouldn't have taken a unit of cav anyway, but like this is where you'd love to have just a unit of lancers. Just have, the Mithrandir's retinue, just have them there and then just pull everything out. Those Olakai would just be like, oh no, don't. Just hit them with a charge and just get them gone. The Veterans of Osgiliath will finish that off. But no, I think Santos can be pretty happy with how that engagement's gone. Again, we've got 3 routes of attack, and it looks like generally we've got one player on each position. Diego over here, Jefferson on the western side, and then Santos guarding the south. A good shout from everybody. Ooh, up and over fire there into the catapult, going from the Arthedain marksman. Well, he needs it gone. Yeah, like, I mean, we saw what happened with that break. We really need that catapult dealt with. So, it's a shame, and I'm sure it's not how he wants to use his ammunition, but kind of is just how he has to, I guess. But he's got to kill like this. He's got to kill so many orcs there. This whole unit worth of ammunition is going to be wiped out, which is a damn shame. But it doesn't look like the boys are going to be willing to launch an attack until that catapult is dealt with. Good, I'm glad to see that Tommy didn't just sort of shunt those guys right back into melee, let them have a breather. It was a scary situation. So yeah, but I mean, dude, we're already... Oh no, we're not. I was going to say we're already like low on manpower here, because I thought that it was basically just this, but no, we've still got all of the elven core on that far side. Wars of the North. Now, maybe, am I silly? Can AP arrows damage siege equipment? For some reason, I think they can, but I might be confused. I might be getting myself, because I know that like there was a period of time. I think they maybe changed it, but there was a period of time with Silmarillion where fire arrows could destroy siege equipment, and it was just such a meme. Like you would just have your, you would see the enemy's catapult just a little bit too far forward, and just like one volley, which is gone. Yeah, maybe it was just a certain type of fire arrow or something like that, but yeah, it was a good meme. So now the armor upgraded, well, not the armor upgraded, but this decently armored Minas Morgul Chosen are going to be a bit tough to get through for these poor Gondor Militia Infantry. Oh, saying that, Gondor Militia Infantry have victory is certain, getting over that the issue with the Spear Malice there for the Minas Morgul Chosen. And, oh, Javis. few jabs there coming in from the Woodland Protectors. Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I'd try and maybe hold fire on the jabs just yet until we got sort of a side shot or a more bulky face shot. But we're, and as well, it's, you know, the clash, the infantry clash is going not too bad. So I wouldn't be too keen to use too much of my ammunition, because I think that might leave us in a nasty spot later. So the Olokai have been dealt with here, and you've got to keep in mind, I'm sort of ripping on Bacon Soup a little bit right now. He's having a 1v1 right now. You know, it's basically him versus Thanatos over here. Whereas all the other 2 attack points are both 2-player attack points. So Bacon has to be a bit more careful, and he's facing the full resources of Thanatos with only his own. So it's a bit scary for him. So he does need to be a bit more careful, and because if he ends up going in too hard, then Thanatos can just grab everything he's got and just be like, cool, yep, leave behind like 2 units, and then everything come over here and just stare down the elves and Arthedain. So yeah, no, that's generally why. Oh, we have 1 catapult down. Did we destroy that by fire arrow damage, or? I'm not sure exactly. I don't think we can damage that, but I don't know what else could have dealt with it. Don't have a treb over here or anything. Oh, this would be, yeah, if we had the treb over on this side of the battlefield, because this is where the catapult is so devastating. So no, the attackers were a little bit unfortunate, and that's where the trebuchet spawned. Because had they had it over here, then yeah, they could have crushed that, or at least warded it away from this position. Had to have it be used somewhere where it's not going to be racking up anywhere near as many kills, or as much morale damage. Venomous Morgul Chosen still grinding away. Like, oh, I keep mentioning it, but like, I really wish we'd just had a Smaxman Lasanac, or I don't actually. Does Gondor have any other, like Citadel Guard, of course, and the Fountain Guard? They do have a fair bit of it. Ah, we do have the Axeman Lasanac. If I had 2 units of them, I'd get an Axeman up here, because I think that's the main issue that we're struggling with here. The Morgul Chosen are just relying on that heavy armor, and although the Woodland Protectors have a good bit of skill, a good bit of damage coming in, it's just bouncing off that nasty black Mordor plate, and just getting in there with some axes could be, I feel like could work some wonders. We're going to need something up here. This is starting to get a bit fragile. More Spears of Imaldris are coming, but again, I just think that's going to be, those Spears of Imaldris are just going to enter the grinder and just get blasted. Now, of course, the Orc Jabs would love to throw into the Axemen, and that's why he's keeping them back, but I'd love to just get some AP up there, as I say. Maybe a unit of Citadel Guard for a siege attack is a good idea. We're clashing again, and the reason we're clashing again is because 1, 2, oh no, just 2 are down. The last catapult has been moved away, so it must be fire arrow damage could deal with it. So Diego is getting that last catapult back. Perhaps he was willing to let 2 catapults fall, so that he can now use that remaining catapult a little bit more freely on the insides here. Now, as sad as that is, that's used up a lot of ammunition from the attackers. So I think both sides definitely got something from that, but the attackers can now freely assault once again. But again, I keep harping on about it, but AP. Just lacking any source of AP on this front line. We've got the Dundine Peacekeepers up there, which, yeah, they are much more high damage, and they are going to give the Trolls of Gondor a little bit of a shock, but lacking any real AP is a bit scary. The Temple Guard are standing their ground here. Can they reach all the way over there? Surely not, but they can basically reach these corner positions, I think. Hopefully, we see later on in the fight, we see a little bit of Temple Guard versus Warden of the North. Steel Bow versus Steel Bow action. That would be pretty cool to spot. I remember what fight? It was a Moria siege. I was shooting at the Temple Guard, but I can't remember what I was shooting at. It wasn't Temple Guard. I was shooting at the Wardens of the North, but I can't remember what I was using. What is another AP archer? I was defense. He was attacking. where I was attacking. No, maybe I'm confusing the situation. That looks lovely, all this fire arrow damage. Again, yeah, so he must be able to burn that with the fire arrows, and that's why he's going for it. Even still, this is a great opportunity just to try and rattle through some of the numbers there. Goodness me. Still, that's so many arrows have been dedicated to trying to defeat this catapult. I'm sure it will all be worth it if they can deal with this catapult, though. No one will be upset. That they've got some good range. They've got some really good range. But dude, I was wondering if one of those shadow bows died and just exposed their position with their corpse. That would be interesting. Oh, funny. Oh wait, no, I thought he was going to try and sit up there to get some shots off and just be like, yeah, sponging some damage onto the shadow bows. What we got here? A little, yeah, a more cautious, careful attack coming in from Bacon, just because that's what he has to do. Veterans of Osgiliath here, yep, showing their skill. That's one of them goes down. But yeah, they'll be able to beat down these Moron infantry quite nicely, even without those armor upgrades. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 levels they can receive. Once again, the Nazgul are coming in. And we're pulling out. Veterans are escaping that. Elegant Marine's coming. Good. Okay, the Nazgul, maybe he's not seeing it. I think Thanatos is like, no, I'm focusing on this confrontation here. Is he running away? Yeah, he's getting his butt out now. They took some arrow fire, which, yeah, is always going to be a thing. Blackguard coming down, kind of interesting. The Blackguard are, in terms of their actual just melee stats, they are going to do more damage than the likes of the Moron infantry, but, you know, they don't have great stats. Oh. Bang. Oh. Nope. So because it's only 1 artillery piece as well now, as much as I rant and rave about how much I love to just have single artillery pieces because of the positioning and everything, you can't get that drastic morale shock that you can get if you slam in 2, maybe even 3 brutal kills at a time. And it just, because like somebody's wavering from the first hit, the next one comes in, then the next one comes in, and they're goners. Whereas like these stubborn defenders should be able to, well, stubborn attackers in this case, should be able to resist that. Once again, the catapult moving through these shadow bows, resulting in a few shadow bows getting burned up. But yeah, looks like Diego is more than happy to sort of just take the risk of his catapult being burned up and to try and just get a nice shot on the attacking forces. The shadow bows be damned. Over here, do we get Temple Guard? Oh, wow. Oh, I don't know about this, Thanatos. I love your aggression to pieces. I really love this aggression, but this is... Oh, this is all Bacon Soup has. Okay. Okay, this aggression's kind of good then. Thanatos wants to wipe out the last of Bacon's forces here. Okay, right, Bacon, you are now a defender. This is a situation you get in Warrior sometimes, where the attackers will just sort of sally out to try and crush one of the positions. So Bacon, worst case scenario, yeah, just oh goodness me, run. We need to get those jabs used up. But if Bacon can just kill everything in this even position, I mean, these Fountain Guard are going to love that fight. This is a unit of Sauron's Will that is not really going to get that much effectiveness. You know, they're just not reaching them. And the Fountain Guard are going to love that fight. Halber's coming to flank around them. Oh no! Quick little backstab there. Wardens of Minas Thistle getting knocked to pieces there. But again, Pellagar Marines getting jabs off. Veterans of Osgiliath back here, getting their ammunition spent as best they can. But Thanatos is rushing down with even more. Yeah, I think if he's dedicated to doing this, which he clearly is, he needs to be throwing a lot of manpower down there to get it done and get it done quick. Oh shoot! Oh damn! I've totally forgotten this. So Bacon's be coming in from 2 avenues by himself. Right, this is where the rest of his forces have been going. So those archers there getting grinded down. Goodness me. Okay, this actually looks. Oh, sorry boys, I missed that. Oh, I missed this too. Oh, holy smokes. That must have been some effective javelin. Oh, goodness me. Ow. So that's a shame, but over here it did look like it was much nicer for them. I'm seeing some dead... Is that Uruk captains? Maybe. Or... No, Minas Morgul Chosen. Yeah, Minas Morgul Chosen. But yeah, so... Bacon has done some great work over here too. So if he can... Like, he's going to lose down here. Thantos has just got too much for him to deal with. But, that's a rout. Well done. Ow. Temple Guard coming into the Pelican Marines. Nazgul are still out here. Dude, if you could get a Jav Volley. I've been talking about this so much, but if you could get a Jav Volley on those Nazgul, this is the winner. So I do let them... Boys, turn around. Focus on the threat. So it's good and bad. I think Thantos is going to get that cleaned up, and then he's going to be able to come over here and assist his allies a bit. But I just think he's maybe lost a lot of manpower doing it. What, 40 for 48? So we're still quite nicely ahead. The defenders. Peacekeepers there, grinding away again. Oh, Blackwatch Legion, massive mass value on them, absolutely yeeting the Barrow Whites around. Again, that's AP coming into the Peacekeepers, coming to the Elder Endway later when they work their way through to that. Scourge Raiders in melee, which means they have used up their little throwing axes. What have we got over here? This clash still just grinding. We've got the Marksmen of Caerandros there engaging with their great swords now, again alongside the Gondorian infantry. That's Thantos down to 50% of their manpower. Shadow Bows ripping through some lines. What we've got? A nice little, oh dear, yeah, some Hiri Peng set up there trying to get some shots off, but it looks like the Shadow Bows really punished them for that. Looks like they're trying to come out again. If I was Angmar, yeah, I'd try and maybe go into spread formation and set up right there. And just, if he wants to go at me, then okay. But I would definitely want to be spreading out for it. Still so much manpower here remaining. And this would be death. If this is the final place, if all the other attacks fail, and this is where the attacks have to come in for the final push, then the Witchers are going to just rip them apart for it. But Tommy looks like he's about to make a break alongside his elven allies. How far are the rest? Looks like, yeah, so all the elves have been making their way up the hill now, hiding in this little divot. Imladris Guardians, good. We've got some Imladris Guardians making their way up the hill now, passing the routing Evandom Spears. It's just 34 guys, but really could use those guys on the fight. Just to take, 34... armored guys, that's at least 34 hits. That's not going on to somebody else. Temple Executioners rattling through the last of the Fountain Guard. I adore the Fountain Guard. I will always talk them up, but this is maybe a bit beyond them now, unless they can get into a nice little back-to-back situation. Fight to the last man there. Is that it? The Pelican Marines are routing off. The fact they were engaged in that melee makes me think they had routed. These Wardens of Minas Ithil... I mean, these are all nice targets for them. Get those shots right into the Nazgul with your, just a human, but very skilled human archer. Good stuff. Yeah, okay. Get some nice hits in. Temple Executioners charging them down. And they're only, like, Thantos would not do this, of course, if the attackers had any sort of cavalry unit. Oh, these guys actually came back from routing. Very nice. Yeah, I thought they maybe would. Yeah, and they're just going to come in on the Wardens there. How's this attack from Bacon Soup going? I mean, it's kind of... At this point, you can't really do much. Guards of Osgiliath at the back there. Some pikes that have come back from routing. Marksman Caerandros being pulled down the hill. Ah, looks like... So Bacon's gathering up his forces here. So he's no longer going to be able to push. But as long as he's got a force out here, he, Thantos is going to have to leave something. I think he can be pretty happy with how that's gone. He had a tough job in front of him, and I think he did a pretty damn good job of it over there. It would have maybe been nice if there was, say, 1 or 2 elven units to come up that hill with him. But I think, to be honest, yeah, we've needed every man we could get over here. And it's made it pretty damn cool over here too. Nice, some good arrow fire right into the pikeman's face. They are armor upgraded, and some of the some of the hits are going into the barrow whites, but it is what it is. And just kind of showing you those guys having to rush on into melee now, showing just how much ammunition we've spent on that dang catapult. Gobbo Tracker's rushing one in now, 158 guys just having it shunted on into the fray. But yeah, even the likes of the Arthedain marksmen will rip them apart. Dude, whoa. Oh, we need some infantry up here. Like, I mean, if something happens on the front line, there's nothing between us and those, you know, those archers. Imaldris Guardian's quite enjoying this confrontation right now. Those Scourge Raiders still enjoying it as well. I guess that's maybe because they're sort of backstabbing pikes. Oh no, 100, well sorry, not 100, but 59 armor upgraded Arthedain pikes routing off there is not good. Especially now that they're, you know, the attackers are pikeless. So the Witcheron pikes will be jabbing and slashing away. Or jabbing, really, just jabbing with pikes. You'd have to be pretty tough to get a proper slash with a pike. That's a nasty rout there. A lot of routing. I've seen burning, so I'm imagining that came from the witches. Who have no doubt powered off and hidden now. Yet Jefferson's sending some Temple Guard over here. Whoa! Wait, oh no, sorry, this has always been Jefferson. Okay, maybe that burning's actually from our own Treb. Perhaps it got a nasty bit of friendly fire. Yeah, Jefferson definitely had the sort of the nastiest position to defend. Oh dear, yeah. So he's sort of shunting in, really wanting to surround these guys. Not wanting, well, not surround, but was that a friendly fire hit? It was not. It was certainly not. I'm surprised at how those men were chosen. I guess they are just stubborn, aren't they? That's what you pay for. They ain't going anywhere. Those Spears of Image, we're fighting to the death. Damn, dude. Oh, that's painful. That is very painful for Angmar. Oof. Catastrophe. Gav still coming in. That was a lot of Spears of Image that just got blasted, but they were already routing, so that's okay. Yeah, Jefferson is very thin on the ground there. Those Temple Guard are out of ammunition. Shadowbows still have something. We've got the Oleg Kai to send in if there's an emergency. And the Uruk captains. But, we're pretty fragile over there now, to be honest. Where's this attack, General? I should be zooming in. That's a better idea. Ooh, ow. Some Scourge Raider fire coming on forward. Nice thing about this position is standing up on that hill. Oh, that catapult daring me. Still alive, still kicking. Standing up there, if you're throwing your axes down, you're generally hitting the enemy's right side. So, no shield. But pikes don't care, because they have no shields full stop. Well, most pikes. Like the Arthedain Berserkers, well, not Berserkers, Arthedain pikes and so on. They do pack a little bit of a shield value. Thantos pulling back now, seeing that, seeing that the Gondorians under Bacon Soup are just about finished. Oh, Melkor's Chosen are out here. That's a good shout. Yeah, that's some good stuff from Jefferson. Seeing that opportunity and sending them on out. And all that we've really got here, archers. There's a unit of there's a few Fountain Guard left. Ouch, general taken out. So yeah, this could be good. Guards of Osgiliath 2. What we need to do is get these guys squished together. You know, I'm not saying form a triangle or anything, just get them really close so that unit of Fountain Guard and the the Guards of Osgiliath can be enough to. I like to imagine these Melkor's Chosen are just gonna go and devour some routing orc chaffs just midway through the fight, just have a little snag. But no, it'll be interesting to see how effectively he's able to deal with that. And that's a long way. Like, Jefferson's having to pay attention to those Melkor's Chosen, and then zoom on the way back here. So he is going to be, it's going to be pulling his attention away. He's not going to be able to be quite as effective. Maybe not pick the best targets for his Shadow Wolves and so on. Veterans of Osgiliath over here. Armor, no armor, great. I always, whenever I play as Gondor, because I rant and rave about how much I love Archer Generals, I've been saying rant and rave. Like, that's the 4th time I've said that as well. So I always give them the armor upgrade because I love to have Archer Generals. So I like to pack the armor onto them just to make them, I don't know, makes a bit more thematic for the general's unit. Shame, of course, he doesn't get an additional hit point because of that. Oh, that's a lone fire arrow. Ah, okay, there's the rest of them. Ooh, yo. Okay, they put it down. Oh, like that. The two guys that were pushing the catapult both went down. One guy turns around and starts sprinting over to it, takes an arrow to the head. They're getting out. Oh, he's dropped it. Oh, it only takes one guy to push. Strong little gobble. No, they're getting it now. It's only 7 guys now, though. So, I've been wrong before. I think you need 3 to use a catapult. I'm sure you need 3 to use a catapult. I know you only need 1 to use a Hwacha, but I'm pretty sure if we don't have 3, then that thing is silent. And with the accuracy from the Elder Emily archers, they might even be able to get this sort of up and over fire. Ooh, 1 hit. That's a bit of a surprise. Only 1 hit. Oof. They were lucky there. I mean, these are swordmasters, so any swordmaster falling in that way is a damn shame. Major Shark, you got to rush in. These guys are they're not fighting right now, and they're in a nasty spot. Spellfire coming up and over. Down to 5. No, they're going to get another shot off in a second. Whoop. Yeah, no, it's in position. Dude. Get it. That's it. That guy's tanked a few hits there. There's chosen routing over here from Jefferson. That's not going to be too fun to the front line, because... that's nice, then. That was nice. That was enough to cause a quick break there from those archers. That's painful. Lockenrye, Dunedain, Troll Slayers rushing on in. They will rinse the remaining Barrow-wights. But it doesn't look like that's their target. They'll rinse just about everything here as long as they don't get shot. Scourge Raiders here. Scourge Raiders would love to get shot in, but they're being engaged by some Swordmasters. And so the Gundabad Guard rushing on forward, more on archers, but still this should be a fight that the Troll Slayers, once they stabilise after that charge, the Troll Slayers should be happy enough with that fight. Gundabad Guard relying on that heavy armour to keep themselves safe. Yeah, the Troll Slayers should be okay, and any Barrow-wight that's unlucky enough to engage them will be falling real fast. Swordmaster's pulling out. That was quite a good move. He saw that they were attacking them, so he pulled those guys out. Ended up having a shot just in the middle of nowhere. More Troll Slayers standing to loose their jabs on... Don't want to go for that. What do we go for? We are sort of going for Barrow-wights. I was saying... I guess you just... They just need to break through this, and that's why. I never like to use javelins up against Barrow-wights. I know that it is the effective way to kill them, but it's just... It never feels good. Never feels good. A few dead Melkor's Chosen here. And we're not seeing the Melkor's Chosen outside anymore. I think that these guys are the Melkor's Chosen. Are they? Yeah, the Melkor's Chosen have been pulled on in. Once they all squish together, yeah, there's nothing that he could have done. So it looks like Bacon is going to go up here. Yeah, which is the better idea. Like, you'd maybe consider going all the way around just to come in alongside your allies, but no, you're better off holding attention. What has he still got? He's got ammunition for the veterans. He's got ammunition for the rangers. He's got 2 beefy phalanx, well, strong phalanx units. Low numbers, but strong. He's got these marksmen still have their bows out. And he's got the wardens still with their bows out. So, if those Fountain Guard alongside the guards of Osgiliath come forward here, they can beat this. It'll be a grind, but they can beat it. Uruk captains, that'll be a different story. But I think what he's going to try and do is just tempt them to stand somewhere silly so that he can shoot them up. What is that catapult doing? It still is in position. Oh goodness me, that's a good splash. That's looking like a great splash there. Only 4 guys. See, so if we killed 2 more, but I just don't think we got the ammunition. Do not see us with the ammunition still to go for that. That was a painful hit. Yep, those archers are out. Wardens of the North, they've still got some shots, but I'm sure he's not wanting to use that AP ammunition on the catapult. He's wanting to just go for something of value. Because what I'm a little bit scared about for the attackers here is just that the defenders still have, you know, still got the Temple Guard in melee, you know, out of ammunition, but still got these Trolls of Angmar, Blackguard, Nazgul. These Nazgul are very bloodied, of course, but we've still got... I've not seen Jefferson's Nazgul engaging. You know, the attackers, the defenders still have a lot of these very high value units. Will just be a bit of a concern. And the Wardens of the North can answer to that very quickly if they get a chance to blast them up. Shadow was here from Jefferson engaging. Finally, where, goodness sake, the amount of corpses on this little bend has been traumatic. Surely that's us through shortly, though. Jefferson's got his jabs coming in. Yeah, these Shadow Bows are out of ammunition. Yeah, okay, those jabs are going to try and loose on something. But Gondor Militia Infantry? Okay, yeah, go for it. Pelgar Marines? Sure. Throw your jabs at me. Somebody's got to take them. Oh, we even threw jabs at them. The Woodland Protector is actually getting some jabs off on them. I don't really... Nah, I wouldn't myself. I wouldn't... I think no matter... The problem is, no matter what, you're not going to be able to avoid taking the full payload of those arrows. Okay, rush them. Rush them. There's only a few Shadow Bows in front of you. You need to grab your boys and get up there. The Blackguard of Barad-dûr are arriving. No, you're not going to be able to push through that. That 6 mass, I believe, of the Blackguard is just going to be too much. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he is engaging the way that I would have. And those Vanguard are having a lot more trouble than I imagined. Maybe they didn't really get their formation off too well. Yeah, the Uruk captains are arriving too now. That's gonna be it. Those Rangers are trying to get themselves into a nice position. Oh dear, no, but the Rangers are gonna be engaged now. Yeah, that was actually really smart from him, because he got himself into a little shield wall and sort of just shunted right through the Fountain Guard. Guards of Osgiliath arriving. Maybe he could have waited until we were together. Guards of Osgiliath and the Fountain Guard as one. Veterans of Osgiliath arriving now. Looks like they still had their bows out, but I assume they only had like a tiny smidgen of ammo left. So he's just decided that we need them in the front line. Try and save the Fountain Guard. Yeah, so this attack has not been... It's not gone the way I was hoping it would, or not the way that I was expecting it would. But it'll hold Thanatos' attention for just a little bit longer. That is probably... I'm thinking maybe the Warden of the North General? Or maybe he had yeah. Oh, that was an admit defeat. No! Oh, wow, okay. Okay, all he had left was some Eldarenwe Swordmasters. Hopefully these guys did actually break before he pulled them back. Warden's engaging now. Goodness me. Still sort of flashing one in. But this is a little bit of a counter charge. There's nothing really to deal with those trolls. Unfortunately, Scourge Raiders, yeah, just surrounding. And then this'll be sorted. Ah, okay, so they'll have this position sorted out. It won't be too long before Gondor over there is defeated. And then it is just a case of this position, which, as I say, if... although the boys have had some quite effective pushes here, and Jefferson has been suffering a fair few casualties, they've not gained ground. They've not been able to actually break them. Elges the Elven King moving up with their bows. There still is a lot in reserve over here. The Sindar have just not... But, as I say, I just don't see the Sindar able to... Oh, damn, Mark. We had Citadel Guard. I would have... I mean, I know he's saving them for something more solid. I would have maybe used those guys a little bit earlier. But again, if he'd used them earlier, they would be dead by now. So, but I just think we could have got some good use out of them. The Olokai, again, we just... Oh, nice. Axeman. Fantastic. Axeman. Do troll hunting. Yeah, we do not... you do not want to be an Olokai when you see a group of feet. Ooh. Nice little counter charge. That's good to see for the defenders, especially rushing downhill like this. We're going to inflict a lot of casualties on them. It's going to be nasty for the morale of the Blackguard, but and it's allowing the Olokai really to pierce in deep. We need some more. Still, more is coming. The Hiriek are on their way, but if this is a break here, which I don't think it should be, it just depends on casualties. Oh, goodness me, that's a lot of people just getting hit around. Firepower getting poured on in. Hiriek being engaged by the Olokai. So the Olokai have sort of run right through the unit that I was hoping would kill them. We're getting a few good chances here. A lot of damage is hopefully being done on the Olokai by those axemen. Of course, nothing like as elite as the Digital Troll Slayers or anything, but still high value. Well, you know, good mid-tier axemen is a good way to deal with them. Even sometimes low-tier axemen. You know, you got some lumbermen coming rushing on at a unit of trolls. Sometimes that can be a bit nasty. You won't beat them, but you'll get some cost-effective damage. That's the last of Bacon Soup here. See, he had a very tough job in front of him, and I think he handled it as best as he possibly could have. And Thanatos will now be able to sort of gather everything, and we're no longer having to worry about an attack from this position either. So we can really just pour our full efforts into this. We've got another admit defeat, but I mean, if it's from anybody, you know, as long as it's not from one of these guys, we're A-okay. Because nobody else really had much left. Just a very fragile defense now, but we are pouring shots into the likes of Sauron. Well, those Olokai still at 12. So they are in deep. They're in very deep, but alongside the Black Card of Barad-dûr, goodness me, this is if we look on the minimap, yeah, this is a very strange little confrontation. Still in Rangers trying to fire away. Greenwood Watchers still with their little throwing daggers. We've got a lot of ammunition here. Rioth standing by. Citadel Guard. No. Okay. Looks like a break. Yeah, a break from Blackguard. But they were down to 27, so they've done not too bad. Sauron's well just trying to mop everything up before the counter charge arrives. Olokai trying to fall back? No, I mean the Olokai are so split up now. I think you're better off just letting them battle out, letting them just try and crash into whoever they're in front of. Elves of the Elven King in guard mode, which is not helping them too much there. It looks like they've been taken out of that, and maybe they were just getting pulled back. I would have maybe had them continue to engage the Olokai. They should be able to slice them up quite nicely, really. Over here, Yuri Peng standing up, trying to blast the shadow bows from Jefferson there. Again, this position has been rattled into over and over again. I just feel like the boys, I get we don't have much space, but I would really, you can't do it right now, of course, because of the troll. But I would be tempted to be in spread formation and just, come along like here. I know you don't get like as great a target, but it's enough to tempt out some shots against you. I'm such a sacrificial attacker. Like I try and just think of ways to lose the least, I guess. But obviously throwing away something. But like, what can I throw away that's gonna be enough of a tempting treat for the defenders to waste a little bit of ammo on me? But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna walk out being like, cool, yeah, nice. You killed off my what would it be? I don't take you killed off my Sauron warband, fair play. But now look at this. But yeah, as I throw my hood berserkers into something. But I mean, to be honest with you, I think Sauron warband are superior to the berserkers in a lot of scenarios. So anyway, nice little break there. Of course, the reason that's why things are running up this way. This is actually something that's hurt the attackers over on this side. At least on the other attacking routes, when something breaks, it runs away because it runs to a map edge. But they don't have a map edge here. There's no way for the troops to actually run away. They can, because they can't run out this way. Because I don't think, even though that's technically a map edge, they'll just be trapped there. The AI doesn't know Oh wait, it can go out here, can't it? Does the AI look? Does it look all the way back there? I don't know how it decides how to run. Maybe it has to just. Yeah, because either way, there's no way out for them. So that's why those civilians broke and routed off. I really like when. I love this section of the map. Sorry, I know I'm missing things, but I really like this area of the map. It's you often you never really see the fight go all the way back there, of course, because why would you? Oh shoot, sneeze. Boys. Yeah, you never really see the fight go all the way back there. By that point, it would be over. What we got? Kyriak breaking. And I think that has hurt them. I mean, we saw that was a unit of 50 guys. It might have come back, but it ended up sort of breaking. So we are... The boys are going to give it their all, I'm sure. We got another 6,000 frames, but we are sort of seeing how this is going. So I'll probably do a bit of an overview now as we sort of watch what's going on. I think that the attackers were screwed kind of from the start. The thing that screwed them was the deployment. Well, I think there was two things. The deployment of Mirkwood. Mirkwood spawning here was a pain. Had Mirkwood spawned in any of the other 3 locations where they can use their arrows more effectively, I know that they've inflicted a lot of casualties here. I'm not, and they still are, but I think had Mirkwood spawned in one of those places, great. Had the Trebuchet spawned in one of those places, awesome. Because that would have meant the only place that the catapult could have been used down there, and yeah, it could have been used there or there, because then by the time it gets there, the Trebuchet would maybe move around, but it's so quick and easy to move the catapult. So you could either use it in the south or in the west. You wouldn't be able to use it in the north, which that's where it just inflicted traumatic casualties, just too many for the attackers up there to deal with. I think Bacon Soup as well. He had his 2 places to attack from. Maybe I might have missed something. I'm very, very possible that I did. I think it would have been great if Bacon Soup received just a little bit of assistance with that, with this avenue of attack here. I think Bacon Soup basically kind of 1v1ing Thanatos was a big issue for him, and it really allowed Thanatos to kind of pour his full efforts into crushing. And as soon as Bacon Soup was gone, then Thanatos could just slurp up and deposit himself on the north. And yeah, I don't think, everybody's individual play, I think, went very well. I don't think anybody... Yeah, these guys have no right to still be alive. I know they're Nazgul, but, they've been fighting in a lot of positions, but they were never countered. But yeah, so I think that's kind of one of the issues. But as I say, there was no individual play that I thought was a mistake. Just some things that I feel could have maybe been done a bit better, or not so much done better, done the way I would have done them, which is certainly not better in a lot of cases. Yeah, as I say, I've not played the game in quite some time, unfortunately. So I really should try and do that over Christmas a bit. But yeah, a hell of a lot of fun. And I think that's so the deployment of the Treb and Mirkwood being in here, which is not something that the boys could really control. You can't pick your deployment zone. It's randomly randomly assigned to you. It's like, here you go, this is where you're spawning. If you know the maps really well, you can gauge where you're going to spawn depending on where you are in the lobby, because that's how it's decided. It's not just a dice roll at the start, but it's not easy to remember every single map. It's like, oh yeah, number 3 spawns in this one. Some guys do, but no, I really can't. So we see a lot of times where we've got sieges of Osgiliath, and you built your army to attack from the west, and then you end up deploying on the you're in the west where you've got archers, where you rattle through into the walls, you can come up siege towers everywhere, and then you end up deploying in the east where it's like, here is Grind City, you've got to cross the river, and then you've got to burst through this gateway. and then you've got nasty city fighting. So you've not designed.
Guard him
Oh
well
wow!
and make it so he can
We
see
chased
us
him.
to free the
We were
rest of
chasing
his
him
army.
down. But yeah, all in all, I think that was kind of the decider. But even with all that, I would never want to take something away from the defenders here. This was a very well played game from the defenders. That's unfortunate. That Treb just absorbed. It just absorbed a lot of, because even when they're destroyed, they can still absorb damage, both like throwing weapons and arrows and stuff. So it's nice to hide behind them. But yeah, so I think definitely do not want to take anything away from the defenders here. They performed very, very well. Yeah, with the Witchers coming in with that blast there. Ouch! Yeah, we didn't even really get those guys used. I say, if had the boys been able to push in through here, the Witchers would have just been death. So yeah, that's a damn shame. Had like somebody had to fall, here would have been the first place. I would have, because then the other place is just so much nicer to attack from. But yeah, had two Gondorians in here, and then left the elves and Arthedain outside, just so then Gondorians could have ground, just been like grind city, because Gondor can do that. They're very dwarven, so they can just grind up the way here, and that would be nice. I think overall army composition, we maybe just, I was ranting and raving about it a lot. Would love to see more AP just across the board. But that's something that a lot of the Western Kingdoms just don't have a tremendous amount of AP. AP tends to be something you see everywhere with, the people that are meant to fight the Western Kingdoms. Barad, Rudour, and so on. They love AP. Whereas Gondor, they're the ones that are more heavily armored than their foes, so they don't really have AP that much. But yeah, so that was a bit of a stinger. No, I don't think of anything else that was crazy. But yeah, I think that the defenders were very well coordinated, and just some damn good play. Those Sindar as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, those Sindar, had we had those guys out on the other side, that would have been nice, where they can actually sort of be used. I think on this map, to be honest, attackers, I think that attacking Cav on this map is maybe a bit of a not so much a mistake. I probably wouldn't take them. I think the only place you can really get some effect off them, but saying that, yeah, if you pierce through here fast enough, or you can work some wonders. And that was obviously what he was hoping for. He was hoping to be using his cav over on this area. So I'm sure that when Mirkwood saw that, when Angmar saw where he spawned, he was cursing himself, because it was like, damn, I'm not built for this. Mirkwood as a whole is not really built for that sort of fighting. So no, I think, and the army that he built for it is not made for that. So he would have had a much more fun, much more effective fight, say if he had spotted what Vacancy did, where he can just slowly go at him with his he can just be picking away at Thantos on that avenue with his archers, sending a few archers over, sending the Sindar over to the north, that would have been much more up his street, I think. But yeah, so the boys are still grinding, so it certainly hasn't gone too bad for them, but just unfortunate spawns and some damn good play from the defenders, just carrying them through. Just not being able to counter that cat bubble, that was the heartbreak. That was absolutely the major heartbreak, I think. And that was to do with, of course, the trebuchet being down here. Still kicking. I like that the general has sort of stepped in so that the archers can keep shooting. He's just like 1v1ing this Nazgul. It's like, no boys, we need you to keep firing. I'll take him on. I'll just tank the damage for a bit. Oh no, he's getting through. But yeah, the Sindar just having to grind now. Yeah, if you wanted to be silly, you could try and just tempt them down here and just get some charges off. But no, it's done. It's done. But that was great. I really like this map. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think. Is this how you usually set up on it? For some reason, I imagine that this is usually the position that this is like the final position that the defenders fall back to, and you normally have the attack coming like focused on here and up the back there. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is how you normally play it, because you have the attackers coming up this side, and yeah, it allows the attackers to use every route, which is nice, instead of sort of just cutting them off to those 3 attack positions. So definitely a bit more scary for the defenders rather than just having them come up from 1, 2, 3. They've got 4. What have we got self-fighting here? Some elves. This assassin up there. Able to sort of fight 1v1 up against those captains a bit. And the last few wardens as well. Yeah, we still had quite a lot of these elites that would just be very tough to rinse down. But no. Maybe a Lancer unit would have been nice over on the west. Oh, yeah, but that would have been the Sindar. Yeah. To just, whenever there was an opportunity to lance down some of those Barrow Whites, that would have been great. So let's have a quick ponder here. Wow. Yeah, the Olokai. How many kills did the Nazgul get? Yeah, that's and with only 4 casualties, that's really nice. And the Olokai as well, like, whoa, we shouldn't have let the Olokai get that many kills. Morning Archer's very nice. What you'll always sort of get though, and the Chosen did some good work too, which I quite enjoy. Of course we get to see Jefferson's stuff as well. That's great. Yeah, the Nazgul over there getting some good kills. They must have been worked in amongst the mess of forces. I wasn't really spotting them. Melkor's Chosen, yeah. I mean, it was good that we grabbed them. We suffered so much damage with them early on, but I was surprised that we got them out so well. And the Morning Archer's very, very well done too. Just blasting the enemy to pieces. Wow, that's something very cool though. These Minas Morgul Chosen get 486 kills. Now, of course, they would have probably been, like, some of them would have been civilians, but yeah, that's some impressive stuff. How were we doing with experience? Wow. Whoa, that's got 8 experience points. Of course, they will always get, because your experience is just split between your party. So, well, it's like based on how many people you've got. So if you've only got like 8 guys, then yeah, you get experience super fast. Like that's why when you've only got like your general left or like 2 cavalry units left, they immediately get like triple golden chevron after their first cavalry charge. But yeah, so that was super duper fun. Thank you very much for sending that in. I've finally gotten around to it. So yeah, cool. See you later.